Good morning, everybody. My name is Tim. I am a full-time reseller out of Northwest Montana on eBay. I do over $200,000 a year in sales from garage sales, from flea markets, from estate sales, you name it. We are buying and selling. I also do a little bit with Amazon, and on this channel, I live pack my orders so everybody can see exactly what we are picking up. It is raw, it is unedited, it is live Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. If you want to ever come hang out, or some people just like watching these replays, to kind of, maybe have a co-working space for themselves to kind of listen to a guy babble about what he sells all day. For whatever your reason, if you're here, throw me a comment. Let me know you're here. I did hear from Monique, our loyal viewer in Australia. She told me that I had accidentally disabled my comments, and yes, I did. So she got a hold of me on my eBay store, which that's fine, Monique. You can do that. I'll never respond if someone messages me out of the blue on eBay. It's more of just they don't like you communicating outside the system, so I don't even mess with it. But you should be able to comment again if you've been wanting to drop a comment. And hopefully we get some people in the live this morning as we get this going. So we're going to get going right away with our orders here. We've got, I forget even how many, 9 orders going out today, 8 orders going out today for a little over 400 bucks. It's on the ticker. You can see it up there. Let's get rolling here. So I am excited for today. Not so much for the listings that we're about to ship out here. Sorry, I got to get my stuff rolling. It's always funky on there we go. First listing. But I'm excited for today because I am starting to do some work with List Easier. I've been using Spadeberry as my listing tool, but with List Easier, it's a cheaper rate, and I like the way they do it bulk. So I'm working on doing that for media, and I'll let you know how it goes. I've done 6 listings just to kind of test it out, and it seems to do what I want it to do. And man, these Alaska books that we're going through, if you've been following along with me, those are going to be sick. I put them away at the end of last season and was just really excited to get to them. And finally, now that AI listing is here, it's going to be just a breeze getting through all of them. Anyway, got this guy here. Definitely undersold it, but we did that intentionally. If you've followed for long enough, you know that I just like to sell things as is, as they are. If I were to take the full hour or two that it might take me to put together this set, like I could probably get 100, 120 bucks maybe out of the set complete, but I don't even know if it's complete. The previous owner claimed it was complete, and so we're just kind of going with it. That we said that it might be missing parts, see the bags, see what's there, sold as is, blah, blah, blah. And these Legos will always go, even to collectors, like in that condition. You got a lot of big nerds out there who are really good at, eyeballing the pieces, seeing what's out there. And so I won't even take the time to put the set together, unless it's a high dollar one. I've also had my kids help me put it together before, but they're not super into Legos. And I have a connection of a family that got a few kids that has put together big Lego lots for me. So then I usually pay them in Skittles, and they just want to put Legos together as a family. So anyway, on this guy, we just wanted to get the money. It was 10 bucks at a sale, all bagged up, going for parts, sold incomplete, not counted, unbuilt, incomplete. Love to hear it. I use it all the time. Magazines, much easier. Oh, for List Easier, yes. That's the one I want to try out for media, because I think that it's, if I'm understanding it right, you have to choose the category and then do it all in the same category. Whereas the other one, and also it doesn't do, I have to mess with it more today, but it doesn't seem it does as good of condition description and fill that field out as the ones I've used. But for media, it doesn't really matter. So like the magazines and whatever, like you just go. So we'll see. Yeah, good to see it, Pricers. Sorry, he was saying, love to hear it, use it all the time. Magazines are easier. Sometimes I forget to, people like it when I've heard people like it when I read the comments, because then they can understand what's going on in our chat. Because we have a lot of people watching the replays that don't know what's always going on. All right, here we go. 7 pounds, 14 by 10 by 6. We calculated it perfect. Get this out of here. But yeah, these Alaska books are more insane than I thought. We've been through maybe a third of the boxes, and we have well over $1,000. So like we could be looking at, $3 to $4 grand of good sellable books. They're mostly falling in the 20. Like I have my stacks over here I'm looking at, but I've been stacking them by price, so I can just do a batch of that price. And most of them are falling in the $20 to $50 range, with a few that go to $100, and then a few that are kind of, your $10 sales that are just going to take a while. But in general, the media is just going to take a while. All right, so we got those Legos out of there. Legos are always good. Oh, we got an offer. I'm going to go ahead and take this offer live. Got an offer on some UGG boots listed for $32. They want to pay me $27. Of course we're going to do that. Of course we're going to. We might be able to pack that one later if they actually pay us. Pricer says you can, and I use it the way for big batches, but 2 or 3 I allow it to find category. Gotcha. Yeah. Because there's like the individual listing tool you can use it'll like find the categories for them. I'm going to try it with media, and then if I like it, I might try it with my clothing and switch over from Spadeberry, which I'm using now for the clothing and shoes. Tell you what, some people are very resistant to the AI stuff. Like, it just turns them off. And so people might even be tuning in here saying like, man, what is this crap? I don't want to listen to the AI talk all day. But the reality is, like, if you're not using it, it's fine. You can choose to not do that, but I'm telling you, you're falling behind, because I can get up so many more listings with better quality than I ever could before in my life. And so are a lot of sellers out there. And if you're not using it, you are falling behind. Now, still, for the individual oddball thing, for the hard good that's like needs a specific, you can go back to listing whatever, but like when it's just a big old batch of books, man, can never go back. All right, anyway, we got some St. John clog. Oh, sorry, I didn't even pull the picture up for y'all. Morning, Les T, good to see you. Glad you're here. Hopefully sales are good for you. St. John mules. I don't find St. John a lot, and these usually are even bad. Like, I wouldn't pick up mules that are like this. Like, this style is not good, but it's St. John, so it's fine. And they're basically brand new. Got these at an estate sale. Les T, since you're in the channel, I'll tell you, it's the same estate sale I got all that Disney shirts from in the basement. Picked these up for $5, and with a bunch of other shoes for $5 a piece, and we got $31 out of them. So we're gonna box these up real pretty, because this buyer is gonna want them to look real pretty and want them to arrive in good condition. But yeah, this was like the first sale of the season we really had here that started kicking us off, and we did really well. I enjoy the guys over at the Trash to Cash podcast, and I was listening to their latest one. They're an acquired taste, so if you don't like those guys, I get it. But anyway, they're talking a lot about how the selling or the buying is really good this year. Like the sales where they're at have been really great, and I have noticed the same. Like, I keep telling my wife, I get home from the sales, I say, I'm either getting really good at this or this year's going to be insane, because I feel like I'm being able to pick up way more stuff than I've ever picked up before in a smaller amount of sales. So it might be a combo. All right. 12 by 10 by 4. And I'll throw another piece of tape on for good measure. I over tape my boxes, I know that. Nice. Sold up almost everything I picked up there. Pricers asked, did you buy monthly or the 100 listing rate for List Easier? Honestly, I've only done 6 listings. So I've been on the free plan. I'll probably end up doing monthly. I probably got about 200-ish books that are going to go out with it. So I want to, I'll get the monthly subscription. Plus, I'm going to continue doing media with it. So I'm thinking the monthly is probably best. I've not really looked at the tiers yet. I just know that the pricing structure is way better. You can get like what, 100 listings for $15? It's like 15 cents a listing. Where over at Spadeberry, it is 50 cents a piece, is what I've been paying. But it's been very comprehensive. Spadeberry, I've really enjoyed too. And Les T, she sold everything she picked up that day. Yep. I have not sold through everything. Obviously, I'm still selling it today. And I got a little slower sell through stuff. I think I have one more nice Disney sweater or sweatshirt and maybe a couple of the shirts that sell for over 80 bucks. But they'll go this summer for sure. All right, we got some Washerbach. We did take an offer of $76 for this plate set. I don't love shipping plates, but this set particularly, I don't know how you say that. Washerbach. I believe it's German. These guys I have sold 2 or 3 times now. I've sold this set, and I picked it up at the bins before. This one I picked up at an estate sale. I paid 40 bucks, but I got this plate set, another plate set, and a mug set. And so on this set, we're going to come ahead, and then we'll probably triple up on the rest of it. These are the salad plates. They are a set of 8 of them. Again, I don't love selling plates because the work is really in the packing here. And so this will take a little bit of time, but they list really easily. Super easy to list them and take pictures. You don't have to test them or anything. You just got to check for the chips. 12 by 10 by 8, I believe, is what we're going to use for these guys. And sometimes I will double box these. I could double box them in an 8-inch cube and a 10-inch cube. I suppose I could do that. That might be the right thing to do here. But if you pack them up well enough with the bubble, double boxing is not necessarily necessary. But let's go ahead. Yeah, let's do it. We're just going to do this. So, and if I don't love it, I'll take them out and we'll put them in that 8-inch cube and go an 8-inch cube into a 10-inch cube because I carry both. But double boxing is not always necessary as long as you're using correct bubble and crush. So we're going to put 1 piece of bubble. My bubble will tear today. Between each plate. We're going to wrap the plates up real pretty. Give it good pressure on all sides. And we're going to crush all the way around it. That's how we do these plates. All right. Yeah, that'll work really. Again, I don't love selling plates, but there's so much money in the right ones. I actually have some Mikasa bone china pro white. I don't know. It's a more modern one, but people need the replacements now. And I picked them up at the bins. They're sitting on my listing station. And I'll get about $100 out of them. And I think we're in it for 15 at the bins. But there is money in dishes. But man, are they a pain to pack. But if you're set up for it, I mean, just work. And then you got protection. You got some protection from the post office for insurance, as long as you're packing it right. And then, honestly, most people who are buying sets like this, like let's say something does go wrong, I would do a partial refund on these. Like let's say someone breaks a plate or two, like that's something they're usually fine to just settle for a partial. We're still making money. This is one of the rare things I would do that on. But we usually get them there in 1 piece. It's just a pain. All right. I like to keep that bubble wrap nice and tight. Keep this bubble wrap nice and tight on this edge. And on this edge. And it's like this, I don't know what you call it. Just a, like I could probably just drop this. I'm not going to do that. You could probably drop this and it'd be just fine. So now we're going to get it into here. We're going to crush on the bottom. We're not double boxing. One more piece of bubble wrap going this way now that I see how thin that actually looks on the top. Bubble the heck out of it. And I actually only use, I get just the small bubble. I think that you probably do better with the big bubble, but for ease of materials, I only carry the 12-inch small bubble and the 24-inch small bubble. So I just do the same thing for every pack. Now, if you're at like a home run estate sale or even a garage sale, a plate set like this, you're picking up for free. You're picking up for like $5, $10. I paid 40 bucks, but I did get this plate set. I got the larger plate set, which is gonna, I think I already took an offer for 80 or 90 bucks on the larger plate set. They just didn't pay yet. And then I also got the mug set, which will be another $50 bill. And so we'll see, about $80 to $100 of return on the plates. And if I remember right, there's also, I gotta get the edges of that just a little bit more. Yep, one more piece. I can feel a little bit of rattle in there. That should be good. And we'll put a fragile sticker on it too. Not that it matters for the post office, but it matters for the buyer. I use fragile stickers because not the post office might even treat them worse, but I find that buyers appreciate that even if it does nothing. Like machines can't read a fragile sticker. We will put that on here. But anyway, not my favorite thing to sell, but it is good money. As long as you know what you're doing in the pack, usually arrives in one piece. All right, we got 7 pounds, 12 by 10 by 8. We did save a couple bucks on the shipping down to Arizona. And so that'll put us in the profit, about 10 bucks on that. And then we got another $100 or so going out with those. So yeah, we'll profit about 100 bucks on the washer box. Our Ugg boots person did pay, so we'll have an extra pack this morning. See, what do we got next? Banjo-Tooie. Video game manuals, strategy guides from back in the day. They do really well. Even though this is a book, I'd usually throw it in a, if it was a book, I'd just throw it in a cardboard mailer, but because it's a guide for a game, it's collectible. This person is going to care about how it arrives. I don't want corners dinged or anything like that, so it'll get a little extra love. This was listed in February 20th. Go pull this. Oh, I'm so excited. Some people, if you were to, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go check out. I gave a quick tour of the workspace. Very impromptu tour yesterday. I was like pulling in these books, the Alaska books. I said, you know what? We're going to just shoot a very quick video. So I turned the camera on, no editing, one take. We just kind of did an overview of the space. And so I'm very excited as I walk by my new shelving. That is going to be sick. Because now I will effectively double my space for books so I can give a little bit of room to breathe. I'm going to increase my shoe space by about 50%. And then hopefully the plan is, not hopefully, what we will do is we will liquidate any shoes that are older than a year old. We're going to start making that the metric that if we're keeping a shoe for longer than 12 months, it's going to get a steep markdown. And then immediately go to a garage slash, I hate to say whatnot because I'm not committing to whatnot yet, but it's going to go to a liquidation stream. Whether we end up doing whatnot with it or whether we end up doing just a garage sale, we'll see. But that'll also free some room up because I am running into space issues. Even though I got a big, beautiful space, I'm running into issues like processing things effectively in the space. I'm wasting too much time, trying to find stuff walking. You've seen it in the channel where it's like I'll try to find something and it's in the wrong spot, this, that, the other. And if I could get my systems down, it'll be a lot better. So anyway, we got that guy bubbled up, 12 by 10 by 4 box. Throw a little crush on top of it. Totally unnecessary for most books, but on this collector's item, we will do that. Out of here. I want to say I even picked this one up at the bins. All right, we got some chat. Pricer says, ever tried Amazon returns? Only asking because at a garage sale this weekend, I bought someone who tried and failed. My gain. 15 truck and car window visors for $10 total, and all in boxes. Comps from 40 to 90. Wow. So you're going to make, let's say you sell each for 50 bucks and you get 30 bucks on the profit after the fees. So you're going to make what? A lot of money. Probably about 500 bucks. Like, that's awesome. And Les T says you snuck a video by me, I guess. Yeah, after this, Les T, after this one, go check it out. It's not a live. It's just a regular YouTube video. I had to figure, it was part of it was like, I got to figure out how to just make a video and not just be live all the time. And so I just made a quick little video, showed the whole space off. You can see what we're working with around here. And I am blessed to have this space where we live. I mean, people have told me before, they'll people who aren't from our area, they'll say like, oh man, Montana, your land must be so cheap. Like you must just have like rolling hills where you can just, have a big old warehouse for stuff. And yes, I have a decent sized warehouse, but it's in town. They limited me to 1,000 square feet. And I'm blessed to have a double lot that I was able to get in at the right time before rates or everything just doubled and tripled, And so if I were to try to get this place today, there'd be no chance. I am looking for a commercial property right now, kind of on the side. If anything did pop up, but no, land is expansive no matter where you're at. And especially in Northwest Montana, where we are in tourist country. We got some rag and bone shoes. These were listed about 5 months ago. They've just been sitting. They're rough condition, bad, but finally just took an offer for 10 bucks to get them out of here. So just wanted them gone. This is 12.18. Let's go grab these rag and bones. I got to check the SKU. All right, that's 12.18. Yeah, I'm so excited to get my new shoe racks in because it'll make my system easier. When you have a little space to breathe, you can tighten up the systems a little bit because there's going to be a little bit more breathing room with the how everything slides down. I'm just very excited. Anyway, they weren't too hard to find. We got these, and again, written on the heel, $30, $30, but they get liquidated to the bins, or you find them at a garage sale. They're already written on there. This guy, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to sell them for $30. Like, if I'm getting them for less than that, it can go out. I just list them right there with the price right on the heel. It does not matter. All right, quickly bag these guys up. Oh, I keep coming back to this spot. I can do this one at my desk. Yeah, but I am really over the moon today. We got about $3,000, I'm guessing, worth of these Alaskan books that I get to list today. And we finally got the systems ready to go. I wonder if I need to find like a Alaska Facebook group or something. Like say, hey guys, we got this huge collection that just came through. Check it out. But what I like to do when I get the big lots like that, I like to get them all up at the same time. Because if you get them all up at the same time, then when people will find one, they'll check your store, see, oh, you've got a ton of these. But sometimes if you're just doing like one at a time and you take a few days between them, you'll miss customers that are, finding your store and seeing what else you got. It will be nice to get up. All right. Not a sale I love, but it's money. 12 by 7 by 5. and make a couple dollars on something I probably wouldn't pick up today because they were just pretty rough condition. Right, we've got, oh, this is a neat one. Up here in Montana, we get a lot of this Western wear. This is an embroidered jacket. I want to say it was even a bins pickup. I think this guy snuck by in the bins. But, you know, I usually pay $5, $10 for these at garage sales and do okay. Somebody got 43 bucks for a Scully embroidered Western jacket. Get this guy in a poly and send him off. Will be in my hanging section. Scully, where you at? I also have a whole new double rack coming, and I'm so excited. I spent about $1,000 on new racks and things just because I could tell that we were falling behind. We're falling behind in this the inventory processing. There we are, Scully. That's going to help a lot. I haven't pulled the trigger on the second storage unit yet, though. Right now I operate out of 1,000 square feet. And then I also have a 10 by 20 storage unit that kind of gets the raw stuff as I bring it in. And then it's supposed to be ready to go to eBay by the time it hits here. Something like this, if I fold it up nice, I will put it in a poly. If it was like a leather jacket or something like that, we'd probably put some bubble in and get it in a box. But this guy is going to be just fine going in a poly bag. That, we'll get 2 bags to go. But yesterday I intended to get, like if you were listening, if you've been following along, you know that yesterday I was supposed to put up like 100 books. I had this big old goal, but then life happened. My dishwasher came in yesterday. So I finally got that taken care of. The dishwasher was supposed to get here a week ago, and it ended up getting in yesterday because they sent me the wrong one a week ago. That should be good. Tuck that corner in with the bag here. So I had to stick around the house and catch the dishwasher guys as they came and delivered it. Picked up the bad one, and then had to install that after work. And then I also had a kid's track meet to go to, and it was just a day. So I'm really hoping today, as long as I don't get caught at the bins, hopefully it's not a great day at the bins. I want it to be a crummy day at the bins. I want to just go there, be able to come right home. But if it's good, of course, I'll stay. But I want to get right to my listing. I've got a lot I want to get up here today. But we'll see what we get done. My kids also got soccer this afternoon. I got that to worry about. Your color looks darker than the listing. It might be. I don't know. It's by the time it's hard to tell because you got the listing, like you've got my camera, my lighting, you've got your phone, your screen, we've got my video software that's processing my window and putting it out to your screen, and then we have the original photos and lighting. I mean, it by the time like you see it on the little bottom corner, it might have a little different color than what you're seeing on the screen. 14 by 10 by 4 pound. Get this guy out of here. I like this next listing to serve as a warning to anybody who wants to get into the media game. This book did sell. It did sell for $29, but it took a whole year to sell. So we showed one yesterday or a couple days ago. That was a genealogy book that took like a year and a half to sell for $50. So you can get good money for the right books, but man, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. So this one guy got $29 on an offer, a signed ancient Persian and modern Iranian cooking book. I know nothing about it. I just know that it sells for $30. So we got $29. Let's find where this guy's at. March 31st. If you are popping into the channel for the first time, oh wait, no, this is a whole year old. Anyway, I'll keep my spiel going. If you're popping in for the first time, we are live packing orders. We do this Monday through Thursday on this channel. It is raw, it is unedited, it's a little clunky, but people like to hang out, maybe do their own work during the replays. Some people like to catch the lives. And, you know, if you ever can throw me a comment, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you ever can throw me a chat, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about in the reselling space. I think this one might actually be, yep, this one is definitely in my house, and I'm not going to run and grab it. So we will take care of that later off camera. But anyway, modern Iranian cooking, we got $29 for that guy. And it's so old that it's still living upstairs in my old, before I did the move here about a year ago. So it just missed the cutoff to move into my new space. So I'll have to take care of that later. I got to run to the house to get that. We'll move on to the next one that we do have in here. These are Keen utility boots, leather, carbon toe, mock toe. Any of the Keens that are workwear are usually pretty good. Doesn't really matter how beat up they are, as long as the tread is good and the leather is solid. So these guys are heading out for $34. Listed February 12th. February 12th. Take too long. Couple months. And they're right here. Double check my size. Make sure these are the ones. Got 11.5D. We've got 11.5D. Might have to hit my box. I think they're going to be just too big for that largest envelope. I put these 14 by 10 by 6. That's interesting. Pricer says, or talked about earlier, that there was a failed Amazon pallet reseller that he picked up some stuff from. I think you're going to see more and more failed resellers, because this has become popular. Like this whole thing, it doesn't matter where you're at. More and more people are trying this. More and more people are thinking it's like this get rich quick, and hopefully we never like show that on this channel. Like hopefully we show this is get rich slow and painfully with lots and lots of work and time, because that's what the game is. And maybe they don't know how to comp things. Maybe they just think they're going to throw it on Marketplace and make a couple dollars, but you've got to be willing to wait. You got to be willing to have the space. You got to be willing to have the knowledge to list it. And I don't know. I talk to people every day out when I'm thrifting or out when I'm at garage sales, and people keep talking about how hard it's getting, and you know, they're maybe getting out of the game or this, that, and the other. They want to sell out. Like I've seen those posts. I see that all the time on Facebook, like eBay store resellers selling out, and they're always terrible. But I think there's opportunity as people find out how hard this is. And don't keep it up, especially people who aren't willing to adapt, like we were talking about earlier, adapt to the AI change, because that's going to be the separator, I think, for a lot of people in the near future. Unless you're highly niched with like high dollar stuff, that your listing speed doesn't matter as much as the next guy. All right, 6 pounds, 14 by 10 by 6. Hey, where are these guys going? They must be close. Vegas. You guys are going to Vegas. All right, we're going to go ahead and do these Ugg boots that came in during the stream. But we'll keep the key up there because I can't throw a new picture up. These came in as we were streaming. These are some Ugg yarn boots, I believe, still with the sheepskin interiors. You know, whenever these are very clean, I pick them up. I've like a lot of things, we've done worse and worse on Uggs over time, so they have to be very clean in order for us to pick them up. But they were nice ones. They were the nice with the, I'll show them on camera. They're black with the yarn high tops with the 3 black buttons on the side. So we got April 6th. So these did go pretty quick. And since they're yarn, we probably could get them in a bag. Of course, they're also women's fashion. I might throw them in a smaller box. 9th, 6th are my Uggs. Yeah, we'll get another 14-inch box and just throw them in a box. Probably don't need it. I got a little lint from my storage shelf. I'm going to have to take care of that before they go in the box. There we go. I'm just going to use some tape to quickly get rid of some of the lint that accumulated. Yes, she bought, the pricer saying, yes, she bought it thinking she could do marketplace. Yes, but the item's so specific, needs a larger audience and shipping. Of course. I mean, that's a tale as old as time. He lived in a very small town, an hour away from large cities, even harder to do marketplace than that. Yeah. Like, I'm going to try to draw from, you know, a few thousand people, someone who needs a specific, what was it, auto part? A specific window visor for this car or truck that, like, you have to have this specific model. Like, it's just ridiculous. Some people don't even, and they don't, and those are the same people. I mean, look, sounds like you got a great deal, but those are the same people you'll show up and you'll have some very specific random niche thing that they're asking eBay value for, and you just want to just like shake them and say, you don't understand. Like, I want to help you. Like, people don't get that about resellers. Like, you were doing her a favor by picking those up for $10 a piece because she's not willing to do the work. She's not willing to actually, you know, get what she needs to get out of them. Like, you're helping her by buying them at a lower rate because she's never going to move them unless she wants to do the work. Yeah, I think we're going to see it more and more. I really do. I think as AI starts changing this game, it's going to get harder and harder for people on eBay. I don't think local selling is going to change, at least in my area. I think local selling has a few years, you know, like, or it's just going to be eternal. Like, people always want something, they want it right away. They want to support their community. They want to get it from marketplace, this, that, the other. Like that's always going to exist. But I do believe, oh, I got to get into a new thing of Crush. But I do believe a lot of people that aren't willing to adapt are going to start falling off of eBay. I usually won't fold these up, but since these are yarn, they're going to fold up just fine. If these were like leather Uggs or even a suede side, they'd go in a longer box. A little bit more. Those are. I don't think I got a packing that guy. And Pricers followed up. She's already priced them for a dumpster for $24 to throw them away. $10 for me was a $34 swing. Win-win. Absolutely. That's the stuff I wish you could just, you just tell me, you have to, you know, we talked about, maybe I'll talk about that another day, the ethics of reselling. But when people go off on like resellers, it drives me nuts. Because you are helping her so much, and she's not willing to do that. You're going to make a ton of money. Like, when you help people, when you solve a problem, that's how you make money. That's how capitalism works. It's great. But people don't always see that way. All right. All right, 14 by 10 by 6, they're pretty light. Again, these are the Uggs. They're not the Keens. I couldn't put the Uggs up on screen because they sold during the stream. And get this label out. So hopefully over the next month, we're going to see a lot of random books about Alaska or genealogy or Montana history or whatever. Like, we got so many cool books coming through. And I'll report back on List Easier how it goes for me. I think it's going to be great. Again, I've been using Spadeberry for months now for all my clothing and shoes. We're going to try out List Easier. And this is not even me shilling it or anything. Like, I'm not affiliated at all. I just want to give it a shot. And it seems like it's the one that most people are gravitating toward. Anyway, that's it for me. Pricers, thanks for stopping by. Lesty, thanks for stopping by. Anybody else catching this on the replay? If you've not done it already, it just takes 2 seconds. You just click that little subscribe button. You're going to get more content like this in your feed, and you'll be able to see me more in that feed as I do these lives. We do it Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. We pack whatever orders come through, whether it's 2, 20, or 200. We're just going to pack them, get them out, and chat about reselling. So with that, I'm out of here. I hope your sales are wonderful today.